Hello, I'm Tash. Welcome to Tash Talks.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah.
We are going to do a little segment called Tash and Teen. So bear with us as we get into the groove of how this works. What is this segment all about?
Where we talk about
Life and the things that happen in our life, in real life.
we talk about crazy teenagers.
We talk about bad moods. What else do we talk about? When we mess up.
Me.
And me.
Yeah, and her. And her.
Yeah.
But mostly me.
So let me explain today. This morning was crazy. This week was
Not that crazy.
Okay, maybe not that crazy, but it was wild.
I was mad at her.
No, but why? Let me set it up for us.
I was tired, and I hadn't had enough sleep in the past couple days, and a couple consecutive days.
Because this week was really, really busy. So today we had a lot of chores to catch up on. Today's Friday. We had a lot of chores to do. So as I was delegating and everyone was doing them, some of the kids were a little more edgier and more not as happy and willing to do their chores as usual. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Especially this little man. This big man.
I like it.
Yeah. But he wasn't overtly disobedient. He didn't talk back. He didn't refuse to do anything. He didn't yell, or he wasn't...
That's right.
I could just tell that he was bothered. I could tell that he was a little more frustrated, and I was giving him grace because he was tired. I knew that. We all were a little short on sleep, and that does no one favors, let's be honest. But nevertheless, the house had to be cleaned. So what happened next?
Well, I was sweeping, was one of my chores to do, and I was just not doing the best of jobs, and Mom kept telling me to do it over or do it better, and I was just getting really angry and flustered, and I eventually just gave myself a timeout, went to the basement, and I was just really angry. I could feel like this heaviness. It was just, I don't know, it was just anger, pretty much. Anger, sadness, impatience, but I was basically just tired, and I guess Satan used that as an opportunity to make me angry and not treat my family as I should have, and it wasn't a good atmosphere that I brought to the home. And you're like nodding. Yeah, bad atmosphere.
And I had to resist that. I had to work extra hard to keep my peace and keep my cool and not allow myself to get flustered, and I succeeded. I successfully succeeded, but I had to be intentional.
You
successfully
succeeded.
I successfully succeeded.
The funny thing is that I was trying so hard to aggravate my mom.
Oh, that I did not know.
Just the atmosphere that I bring, though, isn't. And, okay, she says, do a better job. I'll, sweep in the same spot, 10 times. And I'm trying to, get her attention and notice me. And
I do remember that. But I was just ignoring him. I was like, if he wants to sweep in that spot for 5 minutes straight, he can sweep in that spot. He still has to sweep in the corners and everywhere else. So
yeah.
So your bad attitude only made it harder for you. It didn't affect anyone else. It didn't affect anyone else.
No, but if it did, it wouldn't have turned out as good as it did end up turning out. So here I am in the basement. I'm upset. I think I'm crying. And God tells me what to pray. And I basically told the angry emotions to get out, and that I'm not listening to them anymore, and I'm basically not slave to them anymore. Mm-hmm. And another thing he told me to do is go up and apologize to my mom, ask for a do-over. Mm-hmm. And so upstairs I went, swallowed my pride, swallowed my opinion, basically forgot about it. Regardless of how tired I was, regardless of how angry I was, I went, hugged my mom, told her I'm sorry, told her that I haven't been acting properly, that I want to do over, and I want to start over. And I ended up doing my chores, and we did a good job. Mm-hmm. It's actually very successful how much we did today. Mm-hmm. Did a lot.
Now, something you told me earlier when you were downstairs having your little time resisting the evil or resisting those negative emotions. Explain to me how you felt before you resisted them, and then what happened afterwards? How did the atmosphere or mood or even the feelings within yourself change?
Okay, so grab my hands.
How? Like this?
No, like
this?
Yeah,
okay.
Like you're putting me in handcuffs.
Okay.
This is what I felt like before. And it's just, it's heavy and it's upsetting, I'm angry.
Okay.
And then you can let go. And this is how I feel after. It's light, I can move around, I'm happy, I can operate properly, on a happy level, kind of how we're supposed to. That's the difference.
There was actually a noticeable atmosphere shift in our home. There was a heaviness that I could feel from him, which I was doing everything I could to resist it from coming onto me and from affecting the other children, and just going on with life as if everything was okay. I recognized that he was still being obedient, but I could tell that something was bothering him, and I was giving him grace because I knew he was tired. But he knew what to do. No one told him what to do. He just went downstairs and got in his quiet place and demanded those ugly emotions to leave him. And afterwards, there was a significant change in our home where the chores actually, I wouldn't say they became fun, but we were like working overtime and being super productive. We were working as a team and did so much today, so much more than we even would have normally.
Yeah, and I have to mention, though, this is only possible if you are, both of you, parent and teenager and kid, if this only works if you want to be better. You have to want to be better, regardless of your opinion, because you obviously think you're right, and I thought I was right. That's the thing, funny thing people do, they think they're right. You're not always right. I wasn't right, and I had to swallow my pride and swallow my opinion and not be opinionated, say sorry, ask for forgiveness, kind of put myself in my rightful place and do what I was told. And we actually came over and above what was normally expected of me.
Yeah. And I have to say, parents, it starts with you. We can't expect our children to have these habits or have these promptings within them if we're not being an example. There's been many times where I've come to him and I'd say, Jeremiah, I am sorry. My attitude stunk. Will you forgive me?
That's true, actually. Yeah, you've done that.
And he's seen mom and dad do it for each other as well. So this has been modeled. We have to model the behavior we want our children to follow, and we can't expect them to exceed us in strength and in character, but it can be done. It definitely can be done, and we're doing it in our home. Yeah.
And for your teens, parents can start it, but you can make it a whole lot easier by not sending out those negative stuff. You can the negative,
by not accepting the negative, you can resist it. You have the strength to resist it. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm pretty much trying to say that. I'm trying to find the words to say that. Instead of being an enemy like this,
okay.
how about be a family and be a team and work together and pretend your family is
like
your best friends.
Ouch. Yes.
Has side effects.
Yes.
So that's it for
Wait, I want to add. When we do these things, when we do what's really, really hard, it's actually growing us inside. We're actually becoming inner strong. Like working out a muscle, when you first start, it's hard. It's hard when you start. And after you've done your reps, you feel like you have no muscles, right? They feel very weak. But it's in that place of weakness that you're actually building yourself up. So when you feel very weak, when you feel like you've blown it, when you feel like you've really messed up, or you've given into ugly and negative emotions, when you go and do the right thing, say sorry, ask for forgiveness, decide to change your attitude even though it's hard, you are becoming stronger. You are growing. You are developing inner strength. And every time you do that, you'll be able to do more and more and more. And it gets easier and easier and easier. But you got to start where you're at. Start where you're at. Grow from there.
Superheroes are awesome. Like, these guys have like amazing powers. But what if your superpower was to not ever get offended and you could live in peace and joy and happiness regardless of what other people did or thought of you? How cool would that be? And you can live life to the fullest regardless of all other circumstances, how you feel, how tired you are.
That is a superpower. In fact, that is living supernaturally
and from
from the spirit. It's the fruits of the spirit cause you to be superhuman and not experience ugly humanistic emotions, and that can be your real life. And then you will successfully create heaven on earth.
Yep.
So till next time, join us again for our next segment of Tash and
Ting.
yes. Bye.